everyone, it's Lynette with Charm Grammy Crochet. Today is January 4th, 2022, so Happy New Year. This is my first video of the new year. I'm on the mend, I'm back to work, so thank you for all the prayers and well wishes. Everyone in the family is healthy again, healthy-ish anyway, getting there. So I do appreciate all of your well wishes. Today will be Charmed Chatter number 267, and it is a Tuesday treat day because it's Tuesday, except we're going to have some changes with Tuesday treats because I have other things I think I want to do. And I have a lot of things to show you and a lot of things to talk about. So let's see, let's wrap up 2021. I finished lots of blankets and eyelet. I didn't keep track of what I made. Did not keep a journal. But I am keeping a journal for 2022. This is, I got from my swap from South Africa. And so this is going to remind me of all my South African things every time I put something in it. And I now have 6 projects that I've started. 6 already. Can you believe it? It's January 4th. I've started 6 projects since Christmas, because that's kind of like after Christmas is like I get my Christmas stuff done. That's the end of the year thing, and I like have everything done. So pretty much since Christmas, I've started 6 projects. I've even finished one. So that's what's in my book, is the 6 projects. I'm going to keep track of them. Last year, what I kept track of was how much yarn labels every time I completely, finished a yarn ball, skein, whatever. My labels went into my cheese ball. Oh, shoot, hold on, wait. It went rolling away. Talk amongst yourselves. Okay, here it is. It went into my cheese ball bin. And at the end of 2021, I had 85 yarn balls in here, which some of them were the Dreamweaver yarn, and there's 2 in there. I did not think to count 2 skeins. So it says I had 85 yarn labels. I started counting, adding them up, and then I threw some of them away, and then continued adding like the next day. And so I'm going to say that maybe it was probably 290 to 290. I mean, not 2. It's probably 90 to 95 skeins of actual yarn, even though there's 85 labels. But it was 25,614 yards is what I came up with for yardage out of my 85 to 95 labels. So I have it ready. I wrote it on here, 2021, and how much was in there. And then 2022, I will add that up at the end of the year and write it on here as well. And so we'll just keep a little, this will be the yarn ball band container for this year and last year, and we'll see how much more or less I use this year than last year. I kind of I was like, wow, that's really close to 100. I wish I would have done 100. I mean, not that it was a goal, not that it mattered, and I really don't have yarn goals. I just don't. Because it's a hobby, and if I start putting goals to it, then I think I'm going to end up with not a fun thing, like work. And I don't want my hobby to be work. I want it to be fun. So what else do we have going on now for 2022? Because 2021 is done. That's how much yarn I used, and I'm done with it. And pretty much all the projects that I wanted to make, I think I made. Otherwise, they're going to start for this year, for 2022. I did not complete all of the Make 9s. I think I did 5 of them. There was a blanket that I actually was going to start, and then I started something else, so that was a Make 9 from last year, and then I started something else, so I put that away, and I put the yarn away. I decided I'm not going to make that blanket. There is a sweater that I want to make for Roy that was a Make 9 that's still on the to-do list, but I haven't started it because I started 6 other things. So, what did I start? Let's put this one aside for right now. I started with, oh no, well, we'll start with this. So, Anita from Yarn Over Hook is doing Amigurumi Wars. I know that we talked about it 1 or 2 times last year, getting started, getting ready for it. Well, she has started Amigurumi Wars now, and I am participating, and I will be hosting 1 month. So start looking for patterns. I don't host until like April, and Anita is hosting the first month since it's her collaboration. You, as the as the subscribers, you submit patterns to like a few weeks in advance. You start submitting patterns via email to the host. We will need 6 free patterns and 2 paid for patterns total at the end, for each month. And then on the first day of the month, I will draw, like on my month, I will draw 6 patterns out of the free patterns and 2 patterns out of the paid for patterns. And that's to help support designers. And as the and so my job as the host is to pick the patterns out of the patterns, you know, just put them in a hat and draw them out. These are the patterns that you have, that you can make from this month. For every entry that you submit via email or on my Facebook group page when it's my month, you will get an entry into a drawing at the end of the month. So the more patterns you make, the more entries you make, the more entries you get. So in order to help Anita launch this, I'm obviously going to participate. And I'm starting with, and I will link her video that shows the patterns that you have to choose from. And you can make as many or as few as you want. And then also, as the monthly host, I keep track of how many entries everyone entered for my month. And at the end of the year, so at the end of my month, you win a prize from me. At the end of the year, there will be, I think, 2 prizes drawn, maybe 1, but 1 prize for sure for the person that entered the most, that made the most amigurumis. Will get a prize, I think, from all of the hosts, excuse me, as a grand prize. I'm pretty sure that's how that's working. I might be wrong on that. I mean, it's a whole year away, so I'm not in it for the prize. I'm in it for the fun and to help Anita grow her channel, and because I do enjoy making amigurumis. So my first one, and this is my 6th project in my book, but my first finished project, and it is called the Reversible Moody Octopus. So you make her, my nephew is having a baby, and they're doing their baby's room in baby sea creatures. So I thought, oh my gosh, this is perfect. So he's happy, but, or she, whatever it's going to be. If you turn it the other way, she's sad. So if you're in a sad mood, you have it this way. And if you're in a happy mood, you have it this way. And I made it out of the Alara cotton, what's cotton acrylic? Yeah, 50/50 cotton acrylic. It's an ice yarn. And I made it using the yarns that I'm making the the ball out of. And so that's going to be part of her gift for me, from Auntie. And it's all 100% cotton. The pattern does call for safety eyes, which would be awesome. But this is going to a newborn. And you're supposed to put some stuffing in it. But again, this is going to a newborn. She'll be teething. I'm hoping that she can chew on it. They can, like, maybe get the little feet wet, put it in the freezer, and she can yank and chew on the feet, to help her go from sad and teething to happy and numb gums. I mean, I don't know if they'll do that or not, but I'm going to let them know that that is possible, because it's cotton yarn. It's not going to make her sick, you know, as far as fuzzies and choking and all of that. And so there's no choking hazards. There's no way that eyes are going to you know, scraper or anything with the little safety eyes, because there's no stuffing in it, so there's nothing to get cut in her throat. So I was trying to be a responsible auntie. And so this is one of the things she's getting, and this is my first completely finished project for 2022. So I'm very excited about it, and I will leave the pattern link. This was a free pattern, and I will leave the pattern link. She did pick one of the patterns that I suggested for her, was drawn out, and it was a Yoda. I already made Yoda, so like, I'm sorry. It was a paid for pattern that I gave to her, that she picked, you know, that actually got pulled, but I'm sorry, I'm not gonna make Yoda again. I don't think. I might, because this Yoda is different, the one in the Amigurumi Wars. But there's another pattern or two that I might try this month. I don't know. We'll see how far I get. So I am also participating with Judy from Witch Piece Craft. She is doing #Rock2022AU. And with that, like her birthday thing last year, her birthday crochet along, you know, she's gonna give you options of colors, but this year it's based on music and album covers, vinyl covers, I guess. So anyway, I am making, because I like squares, I am making Willow squares, and this is my first one. The album this came from was Pink's album, and there was some mustard yellow in it. So I'm just going to make one square, because we're doing 2 a month on the 1st and the 15th. So I'm going to do 2 squares. I think I'm debating, because there'll only be 24 squares, and they're not really huge. I didn't measure it, but what is it, 8 inches, maybe 6 or 8 inches, 7 inches. And I'm thinking either do 12 and 12 and make a big project bag, or add more borders and make like a afghan, you know, afghan. I'm thinking I might do more borders. My friend Trisha suggested, like, this per the pattern has a single crochet row, or is it a half double? I think a single crochet row. So then Trish said maybe go a half double and then a double crochet row and make them bigger borders. So I might do that with this. This is mustard. Well, I call it mustard. They call it saffron. Or should I just do 2 of each and make the whole damn thing bigger? I don't know. I think I'm just going to go with one. I don't want to put any pressure on myself. But I want to participate. So I think I kind of like the idea of adding colors. So maybe do this. This is the border I used is Stitch Studio Classic by Nicole in the color, I think it's Antique White, which, by the way, is the exact same color as Cream from from Big Twist. I have some Big Twist, and they are the same color. So they'll integrate. So I'm thinking if I do the square and then do the first border in this color, and then maybe go a half double. I love the half double stitch. That one's fast and easy for me. So maybe do a row of half double with another color, like the next color, do the half double, and then go back to this for a double row, and then join with the off-white. So I think I like that idea, because it kind of brings them together a little bit. So if next week on the 15th, say the color is purple, so then I'll do a row of half double in purple, and then come back with a row of double in this, and then when I join them, I'll join them in the cream color, so that none of the colors. I don't like it necessarily when you join things color to color, like the purple. Like, I like the neutrals to be in the center. Does that make sense? But I was thinking bordering with some of my scrap yarns. Oh, I just dropped it on the floor. This is a scrap, but I have the cream color to fill in, you know, from Big Twist. So that's living in this box for right now. So I think I like the idea of adding in an extra color. So that's another project in my book. The Willow square blanket, or whatever it might be. Maybe it'll be a sweater at the end. Who the hell knows? I'm not quite sure what it's going to be yet. Then I am also doing, as I've talked to you about before, well, okay, and let's back up, because I got to go in order of how I can get things out of the boxes I got over here. I am doing, the Crochet Crowd came out with this blanket. It is called the Calming Comfort Afghan. It's every Sunday he's coming out with a new part to the blanket, and so this is 2 Sundays worth now, and I am using cake yarn. This is a mandala in the colorway Gnome, and I'm not color controlling, I'm just letting it go. So there is, like, this green was real short. That's all the green that there was, and then it went into the yellow. You can see here. Oh, don't fall on the floor. So this is what I have left of the first cake. I'm going into the orange now, which is going to be starting at the beginning of this row. I think this is 27 rows in. I had a little trouble with it, and I wasn't really quite sure how to work the alpine stitch, and I know I didn't do it right everywhere on the thing, but my stitch count at the end was correct. So I'm leaving it and going on with it, because now that I look back, I'm like, oh, I think I figured out why it was not right in certain areas, but in other areas it was fine. I don't know. Anyway, I have 2 of the normal size cakes, and then I have one of these super jumbo gnome mandala bonus cakes. So I'm going to use, you know, the 2 small ones, and then as it gets bigger, then I'll go to the bigger cake at the end. And I don't know how many weeks it's supposed to be, but when the cakes run out, that's when I'm done. If it's 50 rows, I think it's supposed to be 58 inches if you use a 4 weight. I am using a 3 weight, and 4 weight, it was 2,200 yards. I've got about 2,200 yards of this 3 weight, and I'm using a 5mm hook. So, and it's living in, this is actually Grandmother of the Bride. This was my mother's bag from when Amanda got married. But it makes a really great project bag. So that is living in there. And then I am doing, and I haven't worked on this in a couple of days. I did show it once, but I started on that over the weekend, and that's pretty much what I worked on most of the weekend, and this guy. So, and I don't think I crocheted all yesterday. I was so busy. I actually left the house for the first time since I got COVID, and my energy level has been kind of very low since I had COVID, and not that I want to dwell on my, you know, like health issues or whatever, but I did not really get very sick, but I have side effects. It has affected my heart rate, which makes me short of breath. So I went to the doctor to make sure I was okay to go back to work, because I had to go back to work today, and I'm like, I don't know if I can handle this. So he fixed me up. I'm doing really well. He gave me some new meds, increased some meds, and hopefully in the next few days I'll be like back to normal. So my energy level is better, and my shortness of breath is less, so it's working out. But because I tired out so easily, I wasn't crocheting a whole lot, and then I started getting over the infection, and I crocheted a lot last week, over the past weekend, but then Monday I didn't have any time to crochet at all. So I did make this, and I made the blanket. So I didn't have much time, or if any, I don't know if I worked on this at all. But I'm making this blanket for the baby. And it is called Easy, let's see, since I have my notebook right here, I'll tell you, it's called, not the activity ball, Easy Crochet Baby Blanket, and it's a tutorial by Craft and Crochet, and I'm using Hirschner's DK Cheerful and a 4.5mm hook. That's nice to have all that right there, so I just have all the information to tell you. So I will link the pattern. I think it's beautiful, and this is like a cream color, not white. I didn't go with white. And it says it takes 5 balls. That's what I have. Nope, I have 6. So hopefully I have enough. And so that's my progress there. I did work on it, I think, probably since I made my last video. We'll see. I did make some more of the activity ball. I made some more of these, the centers. So I did a little of that. I have 4 more to go, I think. I'm going to use, I picked a red. Yeah, the red fell out. I'm going to do a red one, I think. A blue. Purple. I'm looking at a blue. Another blue, because they're doing, the sea creatures, and this bright yellow. So those are the ones I picked out to make as the rest of the outside of the ball, and then the creatures. And I'm not quite sure what creatures. Terry from Yarn Podcast has a tutorial on how to make it, and the pieces that were put originally in, on the original activity ball, I want to lean towards doing sea creatures. I know one of the ones that she has on there is an octopus, so I'm going to start with that one and see how she puts it on, see how she, designs it, see what other sea creature-ish might be included in the ball. I definitely have to put an elephant on it, even though it's not a sea creature. They drink water, right? It's from me. It has to have an elephant. So I will do that. That will be for sure one. I want to put a mermaid on it. It's a baby girl, so I don't need a merman. A mermaid is fine. Like a baby shark and a whale and maybe an otter and a seal and I don't know. Or one of those ones with a big horn. I don't know. We'll see what comes. I don't remember what comes, as designed, but I will definitely follow the octopus one that Terry does, just so I know how she's doing it and get any tips from her on how to, because then I might have to create or fudge or whatever, some of my own. And that's a big Amigurumi, right? So I wonder if that can somehow count towards Amigurumi Wars. Oh, I had something else I wanted to tell you. On my Amigurumi Wars month, I want to have the most entries of the whole month from my people. And I will know. And if we do have the most entries, like at the end, I'll know how many entries I had. And I'm definitely going to find out. But I'm early, so you guys got to jump on this in April. And then, I want you to participate for Anita, but you only have to make one thing. For me, make a lot. And because I want my month to be the winning month with the most entries. Oh, and one more thing. If I don't want to make amigurumis because I don't have anyone to give them to. And I don't want stuffed animals laying around my house or whatever. Jaxie from Creations by Jax has found a hospital in Seattle that will be more than willing to take any stuffies that you might want to ship off. I don't have the shipping off information yet. Jaxie was working on getting a P.O. box. So I mean, if you want to donate them locally, if you don't want to keep them yourself or have someone to give them to, that's completely fine too. But if you need a destination for your Amies, Jaxie will help you out. And as more information comes for that, I will let you know. Then I am doing, as you all know, and I've been reading my comments. I finally got caught up today on the comments on my videos. I'm sorry I was so far behind. Reading was hard for me, believe it or not, when I had COVID, because my eyes would get so tired. I couldn't focus. I was trying to read that. I couldn't read the patterns, which is one of the reasons I think I was having problems with my crochet crowd blanket, because I'm trying to read the pattern and I couldn't keep my eyes focusing. They would just get too tired. And so anyway, we're over that. And anyway, I am doing this winter solstice hot pad from my Crochet Calendar 2022 book. And when I was reading my comments, I noticed that a lot of you are participating and have purchased the book. So as I said earlier, I'm going to make some changes to the Tuesday treats. It's not that I'm not ever going to do Tuesday treats anymore. I am going to do some Tuesday treats. They're just going to be on the whim. But I want to every month. I have a Facebook group page. It's always linked in my videos. But if you put pictures, and we're going to do hashtag Crochet Calendar 2022. You know what? Maybe we should go Charm Grammy Crochet, CGC Crochet Calendar 2022. That way we know it's mine and nobody else's. CGC Crochet Calendar 2022. And you post pictures of what you've made. I will have a drawing every month of the people that, or you can email me if you don't have Facebook or you don't want to join my group or whatever. But participants who email me pictures, there will be a drawing every month. And I'm gonna say it might have something to do with coordinating with whatever the project was for the month and what, you know, to what you win. But the project for this month is this hot pad. I have learned, this is the first time that I've done mosaic, and I'm telling you, it can be a little tedious. It was really tedious for me when my eyes were blurry all the time. I think my eyes are better, and the doctor's got me on steroids, so I'm like feeling $1 million, you know? I don't know why you can't just live on steroids. They really are fabulous. I think it's my drug of choice. Anyway, since he put me on the steroids, I just feel like 100% change of my health. So anyway, this is what mine is looking like right now, and I'm totally loving it. But I'll tell you, I am using Premier Home Cotton in this orange color, which is called Surprise Orange, and in this peach color, which is also surprisingly called Peach. And it's a 4-weight cotton, and it, you know, it doesn't have a lot of give. It's very sturdy, you know, kitchen cotton. I'm not unhappy with this, and it will work really, really well to put, you know, as a hot pad when it's done. I'm halfway through. This is 18 rows, and it's a 36 row thing. And you're doing it in the round. The back is solid. At least mine is. If that's supposed to be, I don't know. I read the pattern wrong then. But anyway, this is what mine looks like. And you just leave it, I think you just leave it folded over. I don't even think that you sew it together. So it's going to be double this height. And I'm using a 3.75 millimeter hook on this. Now, the thing that I'm going to tell you is I started it when I wasn't feeling well, and I've never done this before, and I'm like pulling my yarn really tight. I tend to be a tight crocheter anyway, and so as I go through, I'm sticking my hook in there, and I'm making the, you know, you're crocheting over the color you're not using, and I'm pulling the one I'm using really tight, and my stitches are small and compact, and it doesn't have a lot of give. It's very dense material right here. And I get like halfway through, my arms are getting tired. Mind you, I have COVID and I'm tired. But I'm like, why are my arms so tired? This is like so much work. I couldn't imagine doing a blanket. Well, duh, don't pull it so tight. Then I started loosening it up a little bit. I'm like, oh, this is so much easier. So if I was doing it with not such a sturdy yarn to begin with, and a small hook, like all these things are working against me, and then I'm pulling it as tight as I can. Well, that was really dumb. I can't loosen it too much because then it'll throw the whole pattern way off. But I have learned, so if you haven't started this, don't pull it so tight. Make it easier on yourself, because it still works if it's not where you have to like work to get the hook in between the spaces, because you're doing this on, I think they call it a knit stitch or a wainscot, or they call it in here, they call it the split single crochet. So you're putting your hook in between this V on the side, not like in between the stitch up here. Like normally you would be crocheting and your hook goes in here. Well, here you're putting your hook in here. So you're going in between the two legs of like this V instead of in the stitch. Going in the stitch is much simpler. Going in the V gives you this really cool look. It looks like a knitted stitch. That's why they call it apparently the knit stitch. So anyway, it's taking me a lot longer to do because it's so much work, because I pulled it too darn tight. So don't do that. But I would love to see people making this and putting it on my Facebook group page, and I will have a drawing at the end of the month. I just wish there was, and I don't know of a way to get you this particular pattern without having purchased because it's, you know, paid for in the crochet calendar. So what I maybe will do is, if you start a small mosaic project, if you make a small mosaic with any pattern, and you can enter. How about that? Every month, I mean, I'm gonna go with what's in the calendar, because that's, you know, really my crochet along. It would be to do what's in the calendar, but I don't want to leave people out because you didn't or weren't able to or couldn't or whatever, didn't want to buy the calendar. I'm not here to support Annie's, even though, I mean, it's a nice calendar, but she didn't need my help. She didn't need my help. Annie's crochet calendars don't need my help. But if you want to participate and you don't have the calendar, aren't buying the calendar, and you still want to participate, since I can't give you the calendar, you know, the pattern from the calendar, that would be copyright issues. If you want to participate, you want to make a heart pad in a mosaic stitch pattern. It has to be a mosaic stitch hot pad. And this one, like I said, it's 66 inches or 66 stitches around, and it's going to be 36 rows. So, I mean, it doesn't have to be anything huge, but if you want to and participate in the crochet along that I'll be hosting, then please do so. And as I said, you can email me at charmedgrammycrochet@gmail.com pictures, or you can hashtag, put them on my Facebook group page, hashtag CGC, Charm Grammy Crochet, Crochet Calendar 2022. Or just Crochet Cal, how about that? Crochet Cal 2022. That way it's not as long, just CAL. So maybe I'll try to put it in right here. CGC Crochet Cal 2022. With a hashtag. I'm going to put it right there. Then you'll see it, then you'll know. So that's the project for this month. Right there. Any little thing that you want. Next month is like some hearts in a, I think, a heart garland, I think, is February. So that'll be easy. There's a whole bunch of heart tutorials all over YouTube. But I'll be doing what's in the book. And I know that several people have purchased the book because they told me in there. And it was, the last I heard, I think the calendar is like $7 only. So if you want to participate with the calendar, or just next month, like I said, it'll be a heart garland. So that's that project. That's the crochet calendar. Also, wait a minute. So I talked about the comfort blanket. I talked about the Amigurumi Wars. I talked about the hashtag Rock 2022AU. We talked about the crochet calendar. We talked about my book, Beginners. Okay. My friend Nancy from She's Got Yarn Too and I have been wanting to do a crochet along together. So I believe we're going to start this in February or March. It is a, I think we want to start it. We want it to be able to be done. We want to be able to be done with it before summer. For me, she lives in Florida, so it really doesn't matter to her. It's summer all year round, but summer for me. And we want to do a pattern from Anu. I think that's how you pronounce it, Annoo. She has what is called a summer beach boho top, and it's a two-part tutorial. And I will put a picture of that over here. Or over here somewhere. I will put a picture of that. And it takes a I'm doing Trubu. Remember when I bought all those multiple colors of Trubu, like rainbow style? So I think I'm going to do like two of every, like 2 rows of every color. I don't know. We'll see how it goes as it starts growing. But she has a tutorial, and Nancy and I want to do a crochet along, and we would like you to participate if you want to, but it's using a 3-weight. I'm doing Trubu cotton bamboo. Nancy's using cotton. Anu uses cotton because it's a beach cover up, but it's really cool looking. It's got a rose in the center and it's all lacy, and I totally love it. I hope that I can make it large enough to look good on me. And I'm very excited about it. I've been wanting to make this. I saw one at a beach shop in Myrtle Beach a summer or two, not this past summer, the summer before. And I've been wanting to make it ever since, but I'm like, I'm not good enough to make that. And then this past summer, Anu came out with a tutorial for the exact same shirt that I saw at Ron John's in Myrtle Beach. I'm like, oh my God, I gotta make one. And then a few months later, Nancy says to me, did you see this pattern? And she texts, and I'm like, yeah, I've been wanting to make that. So we decided that we're gonna make that this year. And we're gonna make it together as a crochet along together. I'm not quite sure how we're gonna work it, but we would love for you to participate. And I'm gonna, like I said, put a picture of it up here. I will have everything that I talked about will be linked in the description box below. So you can look at the tutorial, you can determine if you want to try to make it too, and it'll give you plenty of time to get yarn if you need to buy yarn for that. And speaking of yarn, so as you may or may not know, Joann's had their big twist on sale for $1.99. One day they had free shipping and 25% off if you ordered curbside, which then got you the yarn for $1.49. Well, I wasn't going to do it, and I was bad. Or good. I don't know. So I went in and I'm like, I wanted more of the cream to go, just in case, because it was on sale. because I'm doing bordering and gonna join in cream, and the big twist is the right color for my hashtag rocks 2022 AU, or rock 2022 AU. Of course, they didn't have cream. The one color I really wanted. But I used up all my lavender, so I needed lavender. And anyway, there was mostly everything that I wanted was ship. I thought, so then I didn't want to half ship and half not ship. I didn't realize that the coupon gave you 25% off curbside pickup, or I might have like looked for more curbside pickup. But one thing was curbside pickup, and I didn't realize it because I thought I just want them to ship it all to me then and make it easier, and I'd get it all at one time. Yeah, it's not coming all at one time. And one of the items, and that's when I realized, I'm like, what is this? How come they gave me extra 50 cents off of this one? But they did. Anyway, so I did get one in the color Peacock. And isn't that color gorgeous? And yes, I know they're one-offs. I bought one-offs, and I'm okay with that because solid colors, if I'm going to buy something in a cake, I've learned that I want to have enough to make a project. So I want a couple thousand yards, probably 12 to 2,000 yards, because I'm a big girl. So if I'm going to make a sweater, I need that much. If I'm going to make a blanket out of cake yarn, I need that much. But if I like a lot of color, so for the most part, if I'm going to do a blanket and not make a cake out of it, I'm going to pull colors. And so I can have one or two skeins of different colors. And that's why I like for the solids, because you can make a hat. You know, if I'm going to make a scarf, probably I want more than one color. If not, I have skeins that I have two. But if I'm doing specialty yarns or stuff like that, then I don't want to buy just one color. I want to buy quantity to do something with. So I didn't have this color. I do now. So this is the one. I'm getting more tomorrow and then more apparently the next day. I don't know why it's not all coming at one time, but it's not. I didn't go totally crazy. I don't know. I think I bought 10 or 15. And several of them I bought two. I bought two, I think, white and two off-white, but they didn't have cream. I bought two, I think, lavender. I don't remember. But there were a few that I bought two of, and then several that I bought one of. Like I bought, I think, one watermelon because I love that color. Sometimes you just like the color. So that's what I did. And this video is getting really long, and I'm really sorry about that. And I really appreciate that you stuck around this long. But now it's time to let you know who the winner was. So for this week's Tuesday treats, and I'm not doing a Tuesday treats next week. Because I'm going to do other things sometimes. And, you know, I'm going to start with the crochet calendar. So we're going to work it up a little bit different. But the video is still at the bottom. At the end here, I will have this little video clip. But the winner for this projects in progress, and the clip, and the green yarn, which somebody said in one of the comments that this green yarn might be really nice knitted, which I hadn't thought of. They said, working it knitted would probably be great. So if you knit Josephine Swan, you might want to try that. Because Josephine Swan is my winner. So Josephine, in the comment, as I say in the clip, in the comment in video 266, I think, you need to put the word in your comment, add the word winter, WINTER, and then email me at charmedgrammycrochet@gmail.com with your address, and I will get this out to you right away. My winners from the last 2, I did get those out in the mail yesterday. So that's all caught up. I'm all caught up with all of that. This is for Josephine. And I had just thought of something else I wanted to say, and now it's squirreled right out of there. Granny D thinks she's the only one that squirrels. No, she is not. I squirrel too. I think that's all I can think of. I'll think of it later, and I'll be like, oh, why didn't I say that? But this video is 45 minutes, you guys. I'm really sorry. But I've missed you, and I hope that you all have a great and happy new year, and a healthy one, and hopefully you don't get COVID or don't get it bad. Just on a side note, my doctor told me yesterday that this Amigurumi, or whatever it's called, variant of COVID that most people are getting right now is 70% more contagious than the other COVIDs out there, but it is 90% less deadly. So that's really good. And the hope in the medical field is that with each new variant, it gets less and less. It gets weaker and weaker. Even if it's more contagious, you get less and less sick with less and less side effects. He's saying that you're only immune for like 30 days, unlike other viruses. So the medical field is really hoping for divine intervention, if that's what you want to call it, that the disease just gets weaker as it mutates. So let's say a little prayer, cross a finger, whatever you do that works for you, that is going to be the case. Because even though I was sick and even though I'm having some side effects, it was not bad. That's what I hope for anyone that gets it, because it's 70% more contagious, so people are going to get it. That's why it's running rampant everywhere. And Ohio happens to be the second the worst in the whole friggin' world, I think. So hopefully we'll be getting over it, because everybody already got it and doesn't continuously give it to each other. So that being said, I will end this, and have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye. Okay, so I have filtered duplicate users, put the code in for the channel, the video, and put in the text NYE. So let's get the comments. And it says 61 unique comments. So let's see who we have as a winner. Josephine Swan. All right, Josephine, you are the winner of the yarn and the notepad. Email me at charmedgrammycrochet@gmail.com. Put in the word winter, WINTER, in your comment on video number 266, and then email me with your address. Congratulations.